Coming in to the main campground at Lost Bridge Salamonie Reservoir Campground. This is the electric campground. This is the main gate. And as we pass through the main gate over to the right, you'll see guest parking. To the left of the main gate, we'll pan back around. And that's the Pirates Cove Marina and the camp stores. We understand it. We did not get over there, so I don't have a lot to offer there, but that's where it's supposed to be. These sites are a little numbered, a little out of order and so forth, and we're going to cover them the best we can. As we generally do, we're going to be on the outside, then do the inside loop. Try to do a little better editing on this one to where we get the outside of one and then the inside of that same loop and so forth. So, as we come through here, we're going to go past the dump station. Pretty typical dump station, 2 drives. And of course, there's the dumpsters that always accompany the dump station. So we're going to start in the first section with Site 68. 67. 65. Site 1, this is a 50 amp site. Site 2, also a 50 amp. Site 3, a 50 amp site. Site 4, 50 amp. Site 5, 50 amp. Site 6, 50 amp. Site 7. Site 9. Site 10. Site 12. Site 13, Site 15, Site 16, Site 18, Site 19, 20, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 34, it's a 50 amp site, 35, 37, 40, 42, 43, 45, that's one of the sites that's not available, 46, 48, 49, 50, it's a 50 amp site, 52, 53, 55, 56, 57, 59, 60, 62, 63, 64, 38, 36, 33, 32, 31, 29 is a campground host site right there on the corner. 66. Here's the amphitheater. There is an event shelter attached to the amphitheater. There's dumpster and recycling. This is site 39. This is the inside loop of one of the inside first sections. Site 61. $58. $54. $51. $47. $44. Pit, toilet, and water in the middle of all these sites. This is an interior loop, one of the first sections. There's site 41. And that's the site where we started. There's shower house 1. There's a playground behind that. This is site 24. Again, we're doing the inside loop. Dealing with a little bit of traffic here. Typical campground traffic. Site 21. $17. $14. $11. Site 8. And that's a shower house we saw the first time. We're heading into the next section here. This is site 95. $97. There's some water. $99. $100. $101. $102. $104. $69. That leads into where we started there. So now we're going to turn around and do the outside, continue on the outside loop of this one. There's a shelter that goes along with the amphitheater. You'll see the amphitheater there in the background. And here's site 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. There's water there. Here's 82. 84. 85, 86, 88, there's water, and 88's a 50 amp site. 89, 90, 92, 93, 94, 'Here's 91. We're doing the inside section of, or the inside loop of that section. 87. Shower house number 2. 83. It's one of those sites that's not available on the reservation system. 81. 70. 103. 'That's the other side of the shower house that we just saw. 98, which is a 50 amp site. And 96. We're going to continue on to the next section. And we'll again start on the outside loop of this section. Beginning with site 105. 107. 108, 109, 111, 113, 115, 117. That goes to the playground and the beach. That was 118, I believe. 121. That might have been 120. I'm sorry. 123. 125. 127. 129. 130. 131. 132, 133, 162, 163, 164, 165, 166, 167, 168, 169, 170, 171, 172, 173, 174, 175, 176, 177, 178, 179, 180, 181, 182, 183, 184, 185, 186, 187, 188, 189, 190, 191, 192, 'Water there as we round the corner. 193, 194, 'Pit toilet, 195, water again, 196, there is 197, 198, and then to get into this one we had to go on foot. 199 and 122 are back down this lane here. So the site we're coming up on here to the right is site 199. And then we're going to pan to the left. That is site 200. And then that site where the one with the flags is 201, and then 202, 203, 204, 205, it's a 50 amp site, 206, 207, 208, 209, 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215, 216, 217 with the playground there in the background. And a pit toilet. There's water there as well. This is the boat mooring area for the campground. There's 218, that's a 50 amp site. 219, 50 amp. 220, 50 amp. 221, 50 amp. 222, 50 amp. 224, 50 amp. 226, 50 amp. 228, 50 amp. These are pretty close together. 231, also 50 amp. 232, 50 amp. 233, 50 amp. 234, 50 amp. 235, 50 amp. 237, 50 amp. 239, 50 amp. 241, 50 amp. 243, 50 amp. 245, 50 amp. 'Now we're going to swing around and do the interior of these. And there is a dumpster as you come into this particular section. It's kind of a circling section. We've done the outside of this. We're going to swing around and get the inside ones. So here is 246. It's a 50 amp. 244, 50 amp. 242, 50 amp. 240, 50 amp. 238, 50 amp. 236, 50 amp. 230, 50 amp. 229, 50 amp. 227, 50 amp. 225, a 50 amp. 223, 50 amp. 'You see it kind of jets out into the lake there. And we are going to go back in and get the interior loops of the two sections that we've got the exterior of. The outside loops, rather. So we're going to pull in here. We're going to start with site 153, 154, 155, 156, it's a 50 amp site. In the middle of these we have the dumpsters, there's a basketball court. This is shower house number 3. There's also ice and vending outside of this one. This is site 157. Again, it's one of those sites that's not available. 158. 159, 160, 161, 161. This is shower house number 4. Here's 135, 137, 139, 141, there's water, ice and vending. Again, this is the back side of that same shower house 3. Basketball courts and so forth. There's site 147, 149, 151, and site 152, which is a campground host site. So now we're going to go get the interior of the other loop in this same section. That shower house, the shower house we were just looking at there. We'll come back to that site. This site here is, here on the corner, is 128, 126, 124. There's some water. 122, it's a 50 amp site. 120, 118, 116, 114, 112, 110, some water, here's 150, 148, 146, 145, 144, 143, 142, 140, it's a 50 amp site. 138, 136, and 134. And that is going to complete the tour of the Lost Bridge Camp.